Though a Mellow Don't Miss series seems like something I should be investing in, we're gonna go a different route first, and the first part of this is giving people like Mello the opportunity to be in the news videos. Even though I don't do them on a daily basis anymore, it still gives people that are not featured in series the opportunity to be featured on the channel. With that being said, though, the most recent, the if you missed last week's edition of Dark Side of the Ring, it was a very well put together episode and gives you insane insight on one of the best stars of the 70s and the 80s in Adrian Adonis, and it gives you insight untold about the accident that took his life on July the 4th, 1988. Also, the most recent edition of Dark Side of the Ring was spotlighted on one of the most dangerous wrestlers of the past 30 years in Abdullah the Butcher. Abby is somebody that has a reputation that precedes him, and somebody that everyone knows if you're a fan of a certain type of wrestling, or even if you were a fan of wrestling back in the day, you know Abdullah the Butcher one way or the other. And the fact of the matter is, Abby is somebody that everybody talks about if you wanted a match worth watching, if you like a certain type of wrestling. But I gotta, again, heap the praise on the developers of Dark Side of the Ring for what they put together as far as the Adrian Adonis episode, because the Adrian Adonis episode was worth watching. Not to say that the other episodes weren't, but I definitely learned probably the most that I've learned in recent episodes by watching the Adrian Adonis episode, so props to them for putting together a well-versed episode on somebody who deserved a spotlight. With that being said, though, I wanted to also send some condolences to El Phantasmo. El Phantasmo is one of the many people competing in the G1 Climax this year, and found out that his grandfather passed away before his recent match in the G1. So if he's a little distracted, you can understand why. But the fact of the matter is, props to him for being able to compete and stay focused. Even if it came out on the short end, still props to him for putting the G1 in the spot, putting the G1 in the spotlight. And I do hope that maybe, just maybe, there's a win coming in his future, because not only is he a talented individual I know this from his time in Impact, but also he is going through it, you have to figure, with the loss of his grandfather, and I want to offer deepest condolences to the family of Phantasmo during this trying time. With that being said, we move on to another unfortunate story, or a story that is developing, I should say. And the story that is developing is from Collision last night, where we saw the AEW World Trios Champions and former World Tag Team Champions, the Acclaimed, team up again with Daddy Ass in a trios match against the trios champions, the House of Black. And we saw the House of Black get the victory with at the end, we saw Aleister Black, or Malachi Black, sorry. I don't know why I thought of him as his WWE name. We saw Malachi whisper something to Billy Gunn, and then Billy Gunn take his boots off in the ring and leave his boots in the ring, leaving the hints that Billy Gunn may be retiring from in-ring competition. And that led to the Acclaim looking for answers, and both of his sons posting to their social media thanking their father, which has led to even more questions about the potential possibility of Billy Gunn retiring from in-ring competition, which at the age of 59, it would not be something that people didn't expect. but at the same time, it would have come from out of nowhere, because I think people would have expected some sort of a heads up that Billy would be retiring, rather than it just randomly, spontaneously happening. But I think maybe, just maybe, we're not seeing the end of Billy Gunn in AEW. We could be seeing what leads to the end of Billy Gunn in AEW with this story with the Elite. With the Acclaimed. But the fact of the matter is, we got some more positive news as the AEW TV deal with Warner Brothers Discovery is still in development and discussion, and it is something that is going to benefit AEW insanely well when the media rights deal is announced, as it will be for a lot more money this time than it was the last time, and it should benefit the AEW to no end this time around, as a boost in with a boost in the financial side of the deal, meaning Warner Brothers is going to pay more for AEW programming, and the likely reason is because of the infusion of new programming. But I don't know what is putting off the announcement of the deal, as the deal is supposed to be announced either in the summer or the fall. But there seems to be the possibility that WWE could also, that Warner Brothers Discovery could also have interest in SmackDown specifically. So that could be holding up the deal. And also, it could take any momentum away from AEW to have any negotiating power with Warner Brothers Discovery, because Warner Brothers Discovery could just say, well, look, you don't want to do the deal the way we want to do it. We'll go to WWE and take SmackDown. And then you'll be shit out of luck. Yes, to be fair, AEW does have, Warner Brothers Discovery does have more than just TNT and TBS. But the fact of the matter is, their best programming, their best stations, I should say, are TBS and TNT. So AEW would lose out if they lost TBS and TNT. But that's something we got to keep up and look into as time goes on. But with that being said, we are nowhere closer to it. It's just that the situation is developing as we talk about it right now. But also, we got the Breakthrough Tournament coming on YouTube. I know it's not often when I talk about YouTube, when I talk about stuff that I'm doing on YouTube, but it ain't often when I do YouTube series. The Breakthrough Tournament is involving people that have never challenged Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship, and the winner, people that have never been world champion, and the winner of the tournament will get the opportunity to challenge for the undisputed Universal Championship against Roman Reigns. The tournament will be going underway very soon on the YouTube channel, and I believe it is a 12-person tournament. I could be wrong. It's either a 10 or a 12-person tournament. But for the updated brackets, check out WrestlingExpress.net, as I believe the first article on the tournament was posted yesterday. So stay tuned. So take a look for that. And also, just one more thing, and that is to talk about Gunther in the world title picture, because I believe it was The Miz in a recent media appearance, I should say. The Miz said that if Gunther was not Intercontinental Champion, then Gunther would be in the world title picture, and I think, in my opinion, WWE would benefit from keeping Gunther out of the world title picture for the foreseeable future until with the fact that Gunther is on Raw, it opens the possibility for him to challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. But I was going to say Gunther should stay out of it until the cloud of Roman Reigns is gone. But the fact of the matter is, with him being on Raw and he can challenge Seth Rollins, that opens up the possibility of him challenging Rollins. Should it happen? I mean, it should happen, yes. Should it happen this year? I think maybe Gunther should be the one that wins the Royal Rumble. Maybe. Maybe. And then that leads to WrestleMania. Because you could have it where the odds are stacked against Rollins at WrestleMania, to where you have to make it believe that Rollins could defeat Gunther and Imperium and the rest of Imperium. But then you have Gunther having Kaiser and Vinci as his backup to keep the world title. You know, it writes itself and could be the talk of 2024. But with that being said, that is it for me, and I will see you in the next one.